Good morning, good morning, good morning. Hello, everyone, to Coffee Chats Unfiltered. Coffee cups up. Oh, that's so good. You guys, we are so happy to be here today on King Day, celebration of Dr. Martin Luther King.
Yeah.
It's a great occasion to be here, and we've got some great topics that a great topic we're talking about today. And we'll first introduce ourselves. My name is Cynthia Merritt. I'm 60-ish and I have life experience, I have hobbies, I have things that I would like to talk about and share with people, some wisdom, some knowledge, some experience and a little bit of expertise, I will say, but it's my expertise. And just sharing that with you guys because we can get a lot from each other's stories, and we would love to hear your stories as well. So please do comment in the comments and let us hear from you. And my co-host.
Good morning, guys. I am Valerie Davis, and I am 54 years old. And like Cynthia, I want to share what I call my expertise as well. And I say that they're my expertise because they're my experiences, and I have grown from them. And in the past, I've been able to share my growth talking about my experiences, and it's been helpful. So I hope that what we're speaking of is helpful to you, and then you can come in and give us some of your expertise that will be helpful to us, so on and so forth. Because the goal is to grow the community. That's why we're here. So hey, let's get into it. Let's talk about it, and let's find out some more things that's going to be helpful for us all around.
All right, sounds good. Welcome in, everyone. All right, so let's talk today about how important it is in this day and time. And I love we're talking about this on King Day. Um, to be in community. We talk about that all the time. We reference that all the time. But today we're really honing in on being in a community. And this could be a community of like-minded people, one with a hobby, a support group for a health condition, those kind of groups, you guys, of togetherness, and sharing experiences, um, it's a game changer in your life. It really is. It's not just a fluffy way of talking about it, but it's a very real and practical, life-altering way to live. It helps a lot of people. That can be so therapeutic when people
Yeah.
know that they need therapy in an area. Sometimes just getting in a support group with people going through that same experience that they don't even know. And because when we get in those situations, a lot of times we feel isolated. And when you find someone who's going through it as well, the same thing, and maybe they're doing some different things, ways, because people have different coping skills.
Yeah.
And that's what we have to have is coping skills. And so we want to just say, welcome in to Coffee Chats Unfiltered. And we're going to have some candid conversation today about support groups, and community, being in community. And so we're going to give this candid conversation with some life experience brewed in and some wisdom brewed in.
I
So
love.
today. So, okay, I'm going to be honest. I'm going to be honest. At this stage of my life, we don't, I feel like, definitely have time to pretend anymore. So, we want to talk about identifying the right kinds of communities for you to be in. And you need to look for a community that's right for the season that we're
Mhm.
going through. So, some of us need healing.
Mhm.
So we need to be able to identify that. Do you need healing from something? Some of us need reinventing.
Mhm.
Some of us need growing. Some of us need finally choosing joy.
Yes.
There's
Yeah.
some people who have not chosen joy in their life, and it's time for them to do that. because times are like they never have been before. They're unprecedented, and we need to be in community. So we've got to find the right season so that we can find the right group. And here's an example. So some of us are tired of being strong all the time, y'all, but we keep joining the boss up communities. And what we really need to do is get some rest.
Exactly.
you know, so and there's no shame in just saying, I need to get some rest. Listen, I'm going to tell you something. I have been, since my husband passed,
Mhm.
and this is a long time ago, 1998, y'all. I have been in the boss up community because I'm in the boss up season. I'm going to say that. I have not been in a boss up community, should have been in a boss up community because I was the boss. There was no one else. It was me doing everything by myself. And I had to, I was thrown into that season. So, and I didn't want to be in that season. I did not want to be in that season. And I did get, I've had two fiancés and a few relationships and stuff like that on the road. However, one thing I always did, and I noticed this about myself, it was interesting. Whenever I was given a, a choice of something as simple as where do you want to go to dinner?
Right, right.
I would always say, oh, whatever you want. That I'm fine. I didn't want to have to I make the decisions for everything in my life.
You
And
want this.
yes.
Mm-hmm.
And when someone else could take that role, and I love that seeing that masculine energy that came up, with a man. So that my masculine energy that I had to portray all the time could fall back.
You needed that soft place to land. That's what we're supposed to have.
Girl.
Soft place to land. We don't want that masculine energy to just take forefront. We have it if we need it, but we want to have our feminine.
Femininity.
Yes, we want their energy flowing. So I
Yeah.
look, just to piggyback off what you said just for 1 second. I remember
Mm-hmm.
when I was dating and this guy, and instead of like you just said, take the lead to ask you what would you like for dinner, his choice of words just threw me off and I never called him back. His choice of words were, what do you have a taste for? What do I have a taste for? What do I have a taste for? Girl, block, delete, everything. I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm. Girl, I tell you, I tell you.
I didn't like that.
But yeah, it's something else. It's something else. But when you in those relationships are something else. But if you're in a healing season,
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
if you have had grief, loss, or burnout.
mm-hmm,
Now, a lot of us are in that healing season.
mm-hmm.
And hopefully not grief or loss, and our prayers are with you if you have had. But burnout, a lot of us are getting job burnout, people looking for job, getting burnout on that. Just burnout in relationships, just burn. yeah. So we need to have that safety and not pressure. If you're looking for a healing season, you need a chance to exhale, y'all. Support groups, faith circles, quiet hobby groups. Those are the kind of things that can support you if you're in that healing season, if you need that. Not people telling you, move on, child, or stay positive. Because, then that's pressure. Because you're not feeling positive and you're not ready to move on. So sometimes you need that.
That's what we say. That's the first thing that comes out of our mouth. And
Mm-hmm.
oftentimes think that is helpful. And sometimes it can throw a person back. It could just freeze them. It could just, so um, you got to know what to say and how to say it. So that community is very important.
Yeah. And then some people, they're in their pivot season. It's time to expand our thinking, expand our learning groups, expand our circles. You know how they always say, if you're the smartest person in your circle, you're in the wrong circle. Or you need to expand your circle. I'll put it that way. So, but
I,
and then skill building spaces. Some of us need to build our skills. So look for people who are curious and not fearful about things, people who want to expand. That's for the pivot season people.
mhm. I get that. Okay, I understand that, and I so want a lot of people to hear this particular podcast because that pivot season,
Mm-hmm.
our age ranges, we are in our pivot season.
Yes.
When we are right here, and if you think that you're not, you say that you're not being realistic.
Mm-hmm.
So we're in that pivot season, and we have to know what to do, to how to move forward, how to keep going. You got to have those shared interests within those communities, something that you were just talking about. Community is community, but you got to have a shared interest. Like you said, people go through certain things, and it may be different than what you're going through. But if you just talk about a little bit what you're doing or what you're going through, and then there's someone there that can help you. But if you're like, I know a lot of people, they don't like to talk about what they're going through. They're saying, oh, I don't want to get people in my business. But it's not that you're getting people in your business, it's that you're leaning on someone so that they can help you, you know? So having that shared interest in community where you can feel better. The time feels lighter as you're going through, reconnecting with those individuals and hobbies, right? Is that, or we got to have a hobby,
Got
and
to.
we got to, because we're tired. I don't know about you, but I can speak for myself, and I bet you there's 20 million others that's like me. We are individualized, but we're also tired of being the worker. We're tired of
Mm-hmm.
being the caregiver. We're tired of being that widow. We're
Mm-hmm.
tired of parent or the survivor. So we want to come in and just figure out how can we move and grow and find something else to do. Find a hobby within the community, painting, dancing, singing. I love dancing. Can't dance not one bit.
But love it.
I love to dance. I don't know what tune you hear in your head, but I know what I hear in mine.
Mm-hmm. I know.
So yeah, just gotta find a hobby. You know, time that something that makes you feel lighter. Laughter comes easier when you have a hobby with people that you know, and then even with strangers. You guys are engulfed in,
Oh, yes.
so it helps you to remember yourself. So joy, oftentimes people say joy isn't a luxury. We sometimes think that it is, but it's what fuels,
Mhm.
what ignites us, and it keeps us.
Right. Right.
That's how I feel about it, and I think a lot of people feel that way.
I do too. I know I do. I feel that way. I am a joyful person.
Me too.
I love to feel joy, and small things bring me joy, Val.
Mm.
Small things bring me joy. Another thing for support groups, you guys, is to normalize our experience. So there's deep power, y'all, in hearing. A lot of times people, and we were just talking about the different support groups and the different things that you come together for common reasons. And this is why you know you're in your right place.
Mhm.
But you think about the Me Too Club.
Yeah.
If this is my story, you tell your story and someone says, me too, and it could be either positive or it could be negative because sometimes, I remember Gloria Mayfield Banks used to say all the time, she said she would, when she first started working for IBM back in the 80s, she would come in, she had this great job and everything, come in brand new, ready to go to work in the morning, and she'd
Mhm.
go to the water cooler. People walking past the water cooler looking all draggy and everything. I said, God, I'm so tired. I'm so tired. And it's 8 o'clock in the morning. I'm so tired. Me too. Me too. I'm so tired. And then Gloria said after about 3 weeks she was at the job, coming in, somebody said, I'm so tired. She said, me too. And she said, Lord, I gotta get out of this Me Too club. People just jumping on board. And she wasn't even tired. She said, I wasn't even tired. It's eight
Got
o'clock in the morning. But yeah,
to-
so it could be positive or negative.
Yes.
But these support groups and these communities, they can reduce shame and self-blame, you guys, because we are bad, so bad about that. If you have shame, shame is one of the worst things to feel. It
Yeah.
will make you feel under the ground if you feel shame for something, and self-blame as well. If you know, I have spent a weekend, thinking about something that I really didn't think that I did correctly,
Mm-hmm.
and then on Monday morning, found out that, oh, it's no big deal. We can correct that easily. And I have put myself through hell over the weekend, beating myself up about this thing. And
Um,
so anyway, so the self-blame, and then those voices that we hear in our head, those inner critics that make us lose our grip and our perspective, grows when stories are shared amongst the group. Then we have different ways of thinking about the whole situation. And that's why it's just so good for us to hear it and converse with other people in like situations.
that is so true. So true. One thing I want to say about your Me Too Club, like her example was the people at work at the water fountain, and they said, "Oh, I'm tired too. I'm tired too." What about the Me Too Club when someone's complaining about what ails them? Oh, my knee hurt. Oh, my back hurt. And then, you know what? I got a headache. Me too. My leg was hurting this morning when I woke up. Girl, we joined that club. That's one. I don't want to be on that train.
And then when you see everybody's walking out all humped over and stuff, because they're bringing all that onto them. They're claiming it. Me too, bring me more.
It's the negative. So what I have to do when I'm at work, I'm just so joyful. They're like, "Why are you always so joyful early in the morning
Yes.
in the classes?" And I'll say, "I'm going to put this out there. I'm going to say, forgive me for being overly jolly, but really don't forgive me because this is just who I am."
Oh, I love it.
Yeah. So then they'll start, "Oh, I love it. I'm like that too." Now they
Yes,
wasn't,
me too.
so let's be part of that, Me Too, the positive Me Too, not that negative.
Yes. I
So
love it.
I know just got to change it around. What's that term? The trajectory change.
Trajectory. Change the trajectory. Get a paradigm shift, honey.
Exactly. Exactly. So accountability without pressure, that is another thing, guys. Healthy communities gently pull you forward. Accountability without pressure. You show up because someone expects you to. You show up because you expect you to, right? You try again because others have. So you're not, if you get knocked down, you have their energy, that fuel to get up and keep going. So you're going to try again and again because you can think about, well, this happened to Mary over here. Well, it didn't just keep her down, she got up. So once you see progression, then it's going to, seep into you and you're going to want to keep trying as well. You don't quit as easily because, man, back in the day, I would try something 2, 3 times. That was it. I'm done. Now I'm older, I'm wiser. I take a breather, take a step back. Let me try this again. And guess what? It works. So I'm not easily quitting things. Okay. So that's what you think about. That's what you have to know. And that happens. So not to quit as easily. So it's, if it's not forced, the momentum. Okay, so being in a healthy community, being around healthy individuals, mature individuals, surround yourself with those things so that way conversations come easily, things that you do come easily, and everything is so much better. Do you guys not agree with me?
I agree
I,
for sure.
I feel like I'm preaching on this Monday
And
morning.
I know but that sounds wonderful to me. I love the word. So, yeah.
Have that accountability. It's not pressure, just
Yes.
pressure.
Absolutely. And wisdom multiplies in communities. And that, if you think about it, that's the whole reason we're there, y'all. It's to gain a perspective of support. gain perspective and support of other people. And so, what we have access to when we come together with like-minded people and like experienced people, we get their lived experiences. We get people to tell us what they've gone through and how they dealt with it. They can tell us about some shortcuts to, succession or success or even coping skills,
Right.
however they got there in a shortcut way. And then encouragement from people who are a few steps ahead of us. And that's why we're doing this whole YouTube channel, y'all, is because we're probably a few steps, maybe even in age or in experiences ahead of someone and maybe behind someone, and someone could give us a few steps of their lived experiences. So that's why we're here to, come together and have shared experiences and have that soft place to fall, like Val just spoke about. But one person's lesson when they're going through an experience, a circumstance that you might be dealing with or we might be dealing with, can save us years of mistakes if we hear about how they handled it and we were about to make a mistake and handle it the wrong way or a different way, and it might be better their way. So we gain that knowledge and that wisdom.
You gain knowledge, Cynthia, and it's good to gain it. It's good to understand it. It's good to use it. So to have that discernment, to know that it is actual knowledge that can help you. Some people may be a bit resilient to it. Okay, you build resilient. You build resilience when you're being seen, by being seen, right? So if I see that someone is doing something great, I'm automatically going to jump on that great wagon, right? So being witnessed, being really seen, seeing changes in people, seeing changes in yourself, where people notice those changes, right? So when others notice your growth, when they notice your strength, when they notice your effort, you start to believe in more of who you are and what you're doing and what your purpose is. I always wrap that around purpose. Okay. You start to believe in it. The individuals that's watching you, they start to believe in it. You remember how people would say, we still say when little kids are growing up, they mimic everything that you do, everything that you say, and they're watching you. They
Yep.
walk up the stairs, then they start walking up the stairs. They
Yeah.
up down those stairs. Guess what they're going to do? They're going to try to jump down those stairs. So it comes with being seen. So you want to be seen the right way. So build that resilience by being seen. So confidence, having that confidence. I love Deion Sanders. I don't know anything about sports, but I know the one thing that man said when they said, Deion, what you wear? Confidence. Wearing confidence. I love when he says that.
He exudes confidence. He really does.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Confidence grows faster in a safe community. Confidence grows faster within you, within yourself. So surround yourself around confident people. Now, sisters and brothers, there's a difference in confidence and being arrogant.
Okay.
Big difference. So don't get, over cocky with.
Right.
God said we're not supposed to be boastful. So when you become boastful, that's not confident. You're now arrogant.
And
So
that's ugly. It looks ugly. Yeah. It feels ugly. Yeah.
it does. It tears you down. But know
Mhm.
that build that confidence within yourself and like-minded groups of people.
Absolutely.
I,
Absolutely. I love it. Confidence. Yep, yep, yep. And so community, you guys, it gives us meaning beyond just ourself. Thriving is not just about feeling better. It's about beyond belonging, a
Mhm.
place of belonging and a place of contributing. And I'm going to be honest here, be transparent. I have always in my life felt like the girl outside.
Ah.
I always have, because I always have been the girl outside. Growing up without a mother and stuff, you really don't feel a place of belonging. And then, it was just, a bad feeling. So I've always sought community.
Mhm.
I
Mhm.
have always sought community, and it's good when your presence matters to others, and life just feels purposeful. It
Mhm.
really does when you feel like your presence actually matters to others or the group or whatever it is, your friends or whatever and family. But the bottom line is no sugarcoating about this. People who thrive don't do it alone, y'all. We don't do this thing like nobody does life alone, and they're successful at it. We choose our environments and we choose the ones that nourish us. Um, if life feels heavy, if it feels stagnant or lonely, the answer is not always just try harder. Sometimes the bravest moves that we can make is to find our people or find our tribe. That's something that we can do that will make us feel so much better. So, as we finish today, we're going to finish our cup. We should ask ourselves, who am I becoming? And who needs to walk with me in this season? And that's going to help us identify the type of community or support group that we should be in, because we need to be with someone, not trying to do this life alone. And when we do that, we're not just going to survive, honey. We are going to thrive. Okay. Val, you got a word?
I just want to make a comment before we leave. I had dinner with a friend of mine last night, really nice young woman. She just turned 36 for her on her birthday a couple of days ago. And you just said the word becoming. She said to me, she said, Val, this is my year, this is my season. She said, I am not becoming, I am.
Oh,
When
I love it.
that you are right where you need to be, the way that you need to be. And she said this at the age of 36.
Mm-hmm.
Chills down my spine. And I was so great. On the inside, I was saying, thank you, Jesus. Hallelujah. This girl knows she is on the right path. So
Yes.
I say my nugget for today is to take time to know who you are while you're in this thriving community, when you're in your thriving vessel. Take the time to know who you are. Becoming is great. But when you are the I am, that's perfect.
Yes, absolutely. Oh, that was beautiful. That was
Oh,
beautiful.
it was a
We have become.
mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, yes.
All right.
That's my
Okay. Guys, thanks so much for stopping by on this King Day. We hope everyone has a wonderful celebration. Celebrate Dr. Martin Luther King on this day. Do something that lifts your spirit, that enlightens you, and you let your light shine today. Okay, please don't forget also to share, subscribe, and what
like.
is it? Like and like, like. What's the other one? I know. Like, thank y'all. Have a wonderful day.
You got
Bye.
Hey, happy MLK Day.